Hello guys, in today's video I will tell you everything you need to know to become a pro in BLOX Fruit, including leveling guide, money farming guide, trading guide, and many more. So watch the full video and you surely won't regret it. So we all know the most important thing in BLOX Fruit is getting max level. So now I will tell you how to level up fast.
Crazy XP methods you can do to level up fast. The first method I'm going to be telling you is codes. Codes are a really good way to make your XP farming 10 times easier. There are a lot of codes, you just search them up. I'll even link a website in the description, and most of the codes in this game give you double experience for a limited amount of time. And I'm sure you all know that double experience makes it so much faster to level. And if you combine all of these codes, you should have at least 5 hours of double XP, and this is enough to finish a lot of islands. Here is a list on the screen of all the codes that give 2 times XP. Maybe you should redeem them. I think most of you are in first seed. So the question is, how do you optimize your XP game when you start playing the game in Starter Island? Well, your first goal should be to get an elemental fruit, something like magma ice. Smoke can do the job as well, but it's very bad. Why do you need it? It will allow you to farm NPCs without them being able to hit you. You just need to be a bit higher level than them for this to work. So just get a good elemental fruit, and don't bother around fighting styles and swords. For now, also, your primary goal when it comes to fruits in the first sea would be to get the light fruit, because it's the best fruit for first sea. So just keep that in mind and work towards getting it. Now for the second trick. If you didn't know, there is actually a way for you to skip this starter island and move on to much better money-making NPCs, almost immediately. Now, well, the answer lies in this Fountain City island. You can take a free boat to get here, by the way. So the special thing about this island is that there are certain enemies that you can kill without them being able to hit you. And that enemies are these ones you will need a gun or something to lure them to follow you. And just get to this wall, you will need to find a perfect spot where you can hit them and they can't hit you. And for that perfect spot, you just need to back off the wall a little bit, just like I did it. There, it should take you about 5 minutes to kill this NPC. But you will get a ton of XP considering your current level, imagining that you are a starter. And when you reach around level 30, you can go to the pirate village and start grinding real enemies and server hopping the Bobby Boss. First thing you want to do for this method is to go to Haunted Castle. Once you're here, go to this house and do the Buddha glitch, then stand on these crates with an auto clicker and kill the NPCs. You can do this overnight with 2 times XP on, which will give you a bunch of levels. These NPCs drop bones, which you can use to roll for 2x XP. You can also go to the gravestone and try luck or pray to get more bones. Overall, this method is really good if you're lazy. But all of these methods are extremely good for leveling up fast in BLOX Fruits.
Did you know that this farming method literally lets you get 5 million belly per hour? These are 10 of the craziest money-making methods in the all of BLOX Fruits. Alright, the next method is AFK farming. Ever have to go such as to sleep or eat? I'll be AFK in BLOX Fruits. Spot I used to AFK is at the Haunted Castle Island. Using the Awakened Quake fruit right here by this tree. Also use the chopper accessory, as it reduces all BLOX Fruit ability cooldowns by 15%. Which is needed as the Quake fruit has long cooldowns. Now you're gonna need to use Tiny Task, auto clicker for mobile players to automate using the V move. I use Tiny Tasks since it's very easy to use, and once it's set up, it'll automatically use the V move. This is the AFK method I use, the only downside being you need permanent quack assuming you don't main this fruit. So yeah, this is my AFK method and it can get you a couple million overnight. Make sure to comment if you have any better spots, and before we move on to the next method, here is a little bonus. This NPC will sell you random surprises for 50 bones, and you get bones by defeating any NPC at the Haunted Castle Island. Most common thing you'll get from him is around 15,000 plus money, so yeah, that's a nice add-on. And for this, what you want to do is you just want to take a ship, preferably one with a lot of health, and drive it somewhere into the middle of the ocean, far away from islands. Now you just have to AFK for a bit and wait for the sea beast to spawn, and once that happens you want to use every single ability, combat style sword and gun equipped. And this is because you want to do the maximum amount of damage to Sea Beast in the short amount of time as possible. Once you finish off the Sea Beast, you should get around 1.5 million belly per Sea Beast. And if you keep hunting down more and more Sea Beasts, they should give you more and more money. And if you get 4 Sea Beasts, that's literally enough to buy a leopard. The third method I used is elite pirate hunting. If you go to the castle on the sea island, there will be an NPC who gives you quests to defeat an elite pirate. The elite pirates spawn every 10 minutes, and once they spawn, the NPC will give you a quest to defeat them, rewarding you 15,000 money and some level experience. And defeating the elite pirate itself will also give you around 10,000 money and 100 fragments as well as other stuff. In total, I've defeated 1,338 elite pirates, which I think is the highest amount defeated in the entire game. Since I have the 2x money game pass, in total I've made 40.14 million money and 133,000 fragments.
I'm going to be talking about some crazy tricks that's going to help you get any fruit in the game. If you want to know all methods for you to obtain new expensive fruits, this is the video you want to watch later on. I will show you a secret method that not many players know about, so keep watching. The first and the most known method of getting fruits is the BLOX fruit stealer cousin or the BLOX fruit gacha, and he is there. Throughout all 3 seas from the beginning of the games, you can find him as early as in the Jungle Island, in the first sea, also behind the Kingdom of Rose Cafe in the second sea, and the floating turtle mansion in the third. See, so just like with any other method, it has its own pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Pros of this method is that it's probably the method that will get you the most amounts of different fruits. You never know what fruit you are going to get, so it may be a bad one, like Chop, or a super insane one like Kitsune. Or such, it relies mostly on luck, but of course, you are going to get more bad ones than good ones. But of course, you cannot do it forever, it has a limit. The limit is that you can only roll 1 fruit every 2 hours, so you can't spam it, and it makes complete sense. If there wasn't this limit, players would just keep rolling until everyone has every fruit, which is really boring and not the point. Also, depending on your level, you have to pay a certain amount of money in order for you to roll a fruit, so it can be anywhere from 10k to over 50k belly. So if you don't have much money, that can be also a liming factor. So the BLOX fruits gacha is a really good method, but of course there are better ones.
One is by doing the factory raid, and a lot of people actually don't know about this, even though it's one of the simplest ways on this list. But to do this, you have to have access to the second sea, which I'm pretty sure most people do. When the factory raid is about to start, a message is going to be sent to the server saying, "We are breaching the factory in 30 seconds. And once those 30 seconds are up, there's going to be another message thing, "Alert, the factory has been breached, poison control. Activating in 5 minutes. Then basically you have 5 minutes to destroy the core in the factory, and if you're the person that does the most damage to the core, then you'll be actually awarded with the random devil fruit. But don't worry, even if you don't end up doing damage to the core, and if you did at least 10%, then you'll receive drops depending on your damage, 65,000 to 85,000 belly, but 76,000 on average. You also get an average of 650,000 XP, which is a good amount just for raid. But you're not guaranteed a fruit, you're only guaranteed a fruit if you do the most damage. You can also get a thing called that Sitem rifle from here, which is actually one of the most overpowered guns in the whole game.
Next, we got the ship raids, which are actually different depending whether you're on the second sea or the third sea. The way the ship raids work are pretty simple. You just have to sail across the sea in a boat. Then to different ships are gonna spawn on you, and they also have a chance of being the Grand. These ships are basically just gonna start shooting cannonballs at your ship until your ship sinks, and this raid actually ends when your ship sinks, so the health of your ship decides the amount of time you have to destroy those ships if you're trying. To do this raid, make sure you have the magma V to equip it, because that's definitely the best for sea battle just because of the way the fruit works. And if you want to do something a little extra, make sure you also have the shark V for equip, because everyone knows that the shark race is really overpowered in water.
This is the rich way of obtaining fruits. The fruit notifier. Game Pass costs 2.7k Robux, and it basically lets you know where a BLOX fruits, blunt fruits like this spawn every hour, so that means every hour you'll get a new fruit. But if someone accidentally finds it, or somebody else has the game pass they can pick it up as. Well, if you are slow, if you want to farm fruits fast and efficiently by doing this method, it would be best to buy yourself a private server. I mean, let's be real, if you have enough Robux to buy yourself a game pass that costs 2.7k Robux. You also have additional 200 to buy a private server. So that's that, but here is where most players make a mistake. They try and hunt these fruits without a game pass, so they are just lurking around the sea hoping that they will find a random fruit on the ground, which makes no sense. Firstly, because doing this may actually be for nothing. Because you probably won't find anything, there are probably some players that have the game pass in the server, so they are most likely to find that fruit way before you. So if you are doing this, I recommend you to stop it and rely on some different methods that I will show you.
There are 3 different C's in BLOX fruits, in which you can use specific fruits which will make you level up way faster than other players. And not only just leveling up, you can also participate in some fun activities along the way. I will be telling you guys the top best fruits in all C's. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're on the Noob Island. Indeed, with a world the noobs reside. And we're going to be starting this off with the first fruit of the first C, which is going to be light. Now, I'm not going to go in depth on this, because you guys should already know how a good light is for the first C. Just because light, let's be real here, it does lots of damage. Even in its unawakened, it's really, really good. Not much of the fact that has massive AOEs. Whenever you guys eat the light fruits, you will also have the light sword, which is also another very good weapon for farming, and yes, it does not stop there. The light fruits has the fastest flights in the game out of all the other devil fruits. So now that we're in the second C, we're going to be start off with the second C, top fruit. Starting off with the Buddha fruit. I mean, like, what else did you guys expect? Buddha is absolutely amazing, pretty much in every single C. And though the first C is kind of bad, all thick suit. Oh, dude, look, I can't even hit this guy. Let me turn on my hockey real quick. Get punched in the face. Boy, just got clapped, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, as I was saying, Buddha fruit is absolutely amazing. It also allows you to travel places somewhat quicker, because you do actually get longer boost and better jumps. In Buddha can be quite good, and also in the second SCE, which is the reason why Buddha could be wrecked. Number 1 is the ability to awaken it. So with the awakened Buddha, you get damage resistance, which is absolutely amazing. And there's not really much I'll say about Buddha. It's a very boring fruit, but it's very good.
Alright, so we are in the third C. And quite frankly, I want to start this off with the portal fruit dots. Now portal fruit, let's be real right here, it is not good for grinding at all. The damage output is terrible for grinding. It is a PvP based fruit, even though PvP is you're gonna be doing a lot of PvP in C3. But I'm just gonna be quite frank, I do actually think that portal should be no. One, just because of this. Look at this, I'm gonna go to Cake Land. And I'll be Cake Land, I can get all the cake I want. You know what I'm saying, it's just really good for traveling. There's not really much else to say other than that. The islands are so spread apart, and third C, that portal fruit would make your life a lot better.